Hi, my dear bubbly girls and dashing boys. Welcome back to Hashlearn. I hope this is visible now because by then I was standing. And yes, good evening to all of you, all those who have written like Shubham, Smarnika, Sandhya, Tamanna, Hemant, Yashi, Mushahid Khan, Avinash, Swati, Rana and Radhika. So far these many were, good evenings were there. So a very warm good evening to all of you and good evening to all those others who are going to write. Okay. So, how are you? All is well with God's grace. So, let's begin. So, before I begin, I would like to ask a question that in every class I have been giving you some tips how to go by your CPP or anything with the questions which you are practicing. So, in that one thing I have asked you some 2-3 weeks back only to take care of the time. So, how many of you are actually doing problem solving in a time bound manner? Matlab ki when you are solving the CPP questions or when you are SAB you are solving many questions, so do you look to the time? So, what is the average thing? Suppose for 10 questions how many minutes do you take usually? So, if you are keeping a track of this, keep it up, okay. And if you are not, please start doing that, okay. So, because that is very important, because in NEET exams one of the prime factor will be the time constraint factor, okay. So, that is why you have to prepare yourself in that manner only. Doesn't matter what is happening, you are going wrong or you are going correct, but you need to be very specific with time, okay. So, now this was the Gyan part of my class, and then now let's move ahead. So, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is cell theory, and it is from a different grade, that means this is from 11th grade, that is cell theory. So, in this chapter, while discussing this, we will be focusing mainly on questions. Today we are not having some the questions, we will have the discussion of the class only, but in the following sections we will have more focus on that, because you have already read this chapter again. So, now next thing is, so directly on your screen there is a question. Why this question? Because we are not going to do the recap of the previous chapter, because it was reproductive health, which was from a different unit and a different grade. Now it is all NEET. So, but the CPP question which was given to you, in that the question in which most of you have gone wrong was art does not include. So, art is not the art wala art which you draw, it is the art that is assisted reproductive technologies. Ye kya hai? Assisted reproductive technologies, that we have focused on the previous class. So, in that it says A, in vitro fertilization and embryo transferred, gamete extra fallopian transfer, okay. Sorry. So, here see, in vitro, that is IVF, correctly spelled. This is embryo transfer as explained earlier. This is the cache actually, gamete extra fallopian. Fallopian के बाहर क्या transplant करोगे जी? If there is a reproductive system we are talking about, the embryo needs to get implanted in that, fine. So, fallopian, if I am talking about gamete, it has to be inside the fallopian tube, and that is why the proper term is gamete intrafallopian transfer, that is gift. If it is A, if it is E, it will not be a gift, okay. So, and then intrauterine transfer, that is IUT, that is very correct, it is a part of that, and then intracytoplasmic sperm injection, that is also a part of assisted reproductive technology. So, here the answer was B, okay. So, now let us move ahead with the class. Yes, Shubham, it should be intra, correct. Oh, good evening Suraj. Now today we are going to discuss the cell theory, then next will be the overview of cell, then we have prokaryotic cell and then prokaryotic versus eukaryotic. So in this, at some points we will be talking about some technical terms, or more or less this class is going to be a general discussion about the cell, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. In coming classes we have the different sections on cell organelles. Okay. Goal is flipping. Now we are moving to the next part, that is the cell theory. So before we move into the cell theory, and we all have been knowing what is cell, and we all are made up of cell, and we say cell is the structural and functional unit of life. The question may be very trivial to you, but the questions remains the same, why structural and why functional and why only cell. Okay. So in this case, structural which is there, okay, structural means all the organisms are made up of cells, okay, this part, whatever any multicellular organism you talk about, they are made up of cells. Functional because a single cell can perform all the life processes. So very simple example, take any unicellular organism, okay, in that one single cell, सिर्फ एक single cell can perform all the activities, okay. So in that case what will happen is the cell becomes the structural and functional unit of life. Other than cell, अगर cell से छोटे में चले जाओ, go inside, remember all the cell organelles, take a nucleus, ribosome or something. So only that structure or simply protein or carbohydrate cannot form a living cell. They are merely biomolecules. वो chemical से ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है. They cannot form life, and that is the reason why the cell is called the structural and functional unit of life. Okay. Now in this case we have name of two gentlemen, that is Anton von Leeuwenhoek and Robert Brown. So the first one was the first person to see and describe cell. There is something he said, and Robert Brown was the person who discovered cell. These names are there because for NEET point of view, name of the scientist is important. And as far as this chapter is concerned, cell plus the other chapter or the other unit in standard 12th, the genetics wala unit, in these two chapters the name of the scientist whichever is there, it's very very important. Okay. And if you have seen the current NEET paper there, this time they have asked the name of the scientist in the match the following manner. Usually it used to be like who saw the cell first and describe, or Robert Brown, like who discovered the nucleus and one, but this time it was a match the following kind of question from the name of the scientist. So the next part is the cell theory. Okay. So in case of cell theory, we have two gentlemen again, Matthias Schleiden and Theodor Schwann. Okay. So Matthias Schleiden was actually a botanist. So what cells he must have studied? Plant cells. Okay. And Theodor Schwann was a zoologist, and he studied on, his studies were based on animal cells, and he found that both of them, like while studying plant, he said all plants are made up of cells. I am not talking about discovered, I am talking about saw and described. Okay. So be very careful when the terms are used even in exams, who discovered, who coined, okay, like that things will change, who coined the term and who defined it first. So in that case the names may change. Okay. Kanishk. Somchandra, year of discovery, so far they have not, but you never know. But I'll insist, if the discovery year or anything is mentioned in your NCERT book, remember that. Other than that, there is no point in remembering, because in other books somewhere you will find n number of names with n number of years. So don't go for that. If you are looking for the year also, just go for what is there in the NCERT book. Okay. So together they formed the cell theory. We back to cell theory. So they said all living organisms are composed of cells. Okay, so this was actually the initial cell theory proposed, but there was a modification done by Rudolf Virchow, and he said omnis cellulae e cellulae. That means all cells comes from pre-existing cell. ठीक है, सारे cell कहाँ से आते हैं? From pre-existing cell. And because of that, this was added in the cell theory, and this comes as a modification to cell theory. Okay. So, if cell theory is asked, cell theory, you have both the points in case of cell theory, this also and this also. Okay. So, now we are moving to the next part, and you have just written overview of the cell. Okay. Overview means a cell will have different shape and sizes. If we look into the shape itself, what we have discussed in previous classes also, this is ovum. Then sperm, if we try drawing, it has a different kind of a structure altogether. You have the neck, and then you have the tail region. Okay. So, that is the ovum, then that is the sperm. Then if we try drawing the neurons, okay, neurons. So, they have entirely different structure. Here you have the dendrites, cell body, now the Schwann cell. So, here these myelin sheath, actually we were talking about Schwann, no? So, these are named after him only, Theodor Schwann, Schwann cells. Okay, so these are actually the nerve cell or neuron. Okay. So, likewise we can draw many structure. If we talk about simple unicellular organism, Chlamydomonas, so it has a flagella and a cup shaped chloroplast, and that is the nucleus. So, that is Chlamydomonas. So, the point of drawing all these diagram or just a running diagram basically, it is that cells have different shape and sizes, and why they have, it is based on their function basically. Okay. Because see here ovum, as we were talking about reproductive system, in that only I have explained that ovum does not have to travel anywhere. So, there is no point of having any motile structure, but the sperm has to travel. So, that is why it has got a complicated structure where you have the tail for motility, and then in the neck you have the mitochondria here. Okay. Then neurons, all connection, stimulus and then reaction, everything that occurs through this. So, that length is required, that is why it has got a specific, this part will receive the stimulus, this will transmit, and this is for transmitting to another neuron. Okay. So, because of that these will change, okay, because of that cells have different shapes and sizes. Even if we talk about like mycoplasma, that is considered to be the smallest, and the size of it is actually 0.3 micrometer. Okay. Similarly, if we talk about the RBCs, red blood cells, they are 7 micrometer. Bacteria has just 3 to 5 micrometer of dia. Okay. So, that is the size of a cell, and that is why we cannot see the cells through our naked eyes. Okay. So, this was just an overview of the cell. Now, next, the prokaryotic cells. Now, we are into the main part, and yes, here inside the cell we have the cell organelles. That is important because I will come back to the cell organelles. And in general you have the plasma membrane, then you have the nucleus, you have a well defined nucleus, then all others, whether they talk about mitochondria, lysosome, vacuole. So, all these comes under the cell organelle. Okay. Now, prokaryotic cell, there I started with cell organelle, but prokaryotic cell is very poor. Okay. Yes, I think I have given you this example, or I will give you once again. Okay. Imagine a house. suppose you have generally if we talk about home, so you have specified space for kitchen एक जगह है, you have bedroom at one place, living room अलग है, dining space अलग है, bedroom अलग है, kids section अलग, kids room अलग है. Okay, so that's the home. So if we talk about that in terms of cell, वो क्या हो जाएगा? That is eukaryotic cell. It has a well defined nucleus. उसको मतलब you have the house, then in front of that you have a big garden. In the garden you have plants like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, everything is there. So it's a well defined thing. But in case of prokaryotic cells, we do not have a well defined nucleus. Okay. Or we do not have any cell organelle also. So that's why you can imagine a prokaryotic cell as a single room. Okay, एक ही room के एक कोने में you are cooking. At one place you have the bed, so that's your bedroom area. Then you have at some place you have the sitting area. So like that it goes. So if we try drawing a prokaryotic cell, so in case of prokaryotic cell, a bacterial cell, it has again, if we talk about only the classification where bacteria were not placed under Monera, जब तक Monera नहीं आया था, then bacteria was considered to be under somewhere under the plant kingdom only. Why? Because of the presence of another wall that is called cell wall. Actually cell wall is very unique, or it is a striking characteristic of the plant cells. So here also it has cells, so it has a plasma membrane. Okay. So this is the plasma membrane. Okay. So after that you have the cell wall. Okay. Then in some bacteria we have the outer slime layer also, that is made up of glycocalyx, and in later section we will come on the cell envelope detailed discussion. So I am not looking going in detail into that. So it can be either a slime layer, or it is a capsule. So generally the capsulated bacteria are the pathogenic bacteria are capsulated when the slime becomes hard and tough. Okay. Now inside this, as I said, it does not have a membrane bound nucleus. So the nuclear material is just diffused at one place in the cytoplasm, and that is called as the nucleoid. So there is no nucleus, it is nucleoid. Fine. Now next, around this plasma membrane, okay, because it does not have any cell organelle, but it needs to perform, no, it needs energy also. So for that reason, around the plasma membrane only the respiratory chain is found. Okay. So around the plasma membrane respiratory chain is found. So this represents the respiratory chain. Okay. Now one more thing, there are some modification, like in the plasma membrane sometimes grows in, okay, I should draw it with the blue, otherwise it will be confusing. This structure is called actually the mesosome. Okay. I can see some of you know that. Okay. Now here again ribosome is the only thing which is found here if we talk about cell organelles, but ribosomes can be free or they are found as polysomes. Okay. So this is ribosome and this is polysome. Okay. Now one more peculiarity of this prokaryotic cell which is very useful to mankind is the presence of extra chromosomal DNA. And what is this extra chromosomal DNA known as? I will not label it, I will wait for the first one to answer and then I will label there with your name. So what is this extra cytoplasmic chromosome known as? Circular chromosome, and it has got great significance in biotechnology. Okay. So other than this, in many bacteria there are flagella found. Okay, so this is flagella. Fine. And on the surface there will be some hair like structure, that is fimbriae. So it can be either fimbriae or it can be pili also. Okay, so can I? Oh, very good. Oh, I can see many names. I have to scroll up. You have to, who is the first one actually? Oh, Kanishk. Okay, Kanishk. But all of you have answered it correct. Swati, Radhika, Yashashvi, Sandhya, Tamanna, Smarnika, Shubham, Suraj. So yes, it is plasmid. Okay, and Kanishk has answered it first. So this is plasmid, and this is used in biotechnology. So once we will move to biotechnology, that is very interesting chapter actually. So who answered this first? It is Kanishk. Okay, so and then the cytoplasm you will always have there. Okay, so this is the basic structure of the prokaryotic cell. So you can see that there is no membrane bound cell organelle. मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड छोड़ दो, सेल ऑर्गेनेल है ही नहीं. जब मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड नहीं है तो ऑर्गेनेल कैसे होगा? ओके, सो बट द लाइफ प्रोसेसेस एंड हाउ इट इज एबल टू परफॉर्म लाइफ प्रोसेसेस, द थिंग्स विच आर रिक्वायर्ड. माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया नहीं है तो क्या हुआ? इट हैज रेस्पिरेटरी चेन, एंड इन द मीसोसोम they have respiratory enzymes also, and that's why mesosome is also referred to as mitochondria of the prokaryotic cell. Okay, so now we move to the next part, that is the shape of the prokaryotic cells. It can be either bacillus, coccus, vibrio or spiral. So bacillus, the most common example of bacillus is lactobacillus. Okay, so bacillus is actually the rod like structure, rod like shape, that is called bacillus. Okay, now if the same thing becomes double, so a suffix is added, that is diplobacillus. ठीक है, if the same thing is present in the form of chain, ठीक है, एक चेन बना दो, so that will be called as streptobacillus. ठीक है, coccus, so if I number it 1, 2, 3 and 4, so this was 1. Coccus is circular, round shape, so this is coccoid. Same thing, if it becomes 2, the suffix is added is diplococcus. Okay, if it becomes chain, okay, if it becomes chain, it is streptococcus. Fine, and if it is stacked like this, this is staphylococcus. Okay, in this again you can have tetracoccus, sarcina, if it is present in the form of cube or yes, you have 8 or 4 structure in that is called sarcina. So these are variations, but the basic structure is from either it will be bacillus or from coccus. Okay, next is vibrio. So what is vibrio? Vibrio is actually comma shaped, like we draw comma like this, no? So it resembles that. This one is better. This looks like a stage in mosquito life cycle, if you have read. Then we have the spirillum. Spirillum, as the name says, it is ribbon like, a spiral. Okay, and it can have flagella. So this is the shapes, these are the various shapes found in case of bacteria. These are 4 basic shapes. These are not exclusively, it is confined here. Some modifications can be there. Now it's contest time, and the previous class contest question was, who is the first human to be born after conception by in vitro fertilization? A. Weasley Mullender, B. Louis Brown, C. John Brown, and D. Cameron John. So basically the answer is Louis Brown, okay, and all others are family members of the same. Okay, and the winner for the last question is Hemant. So a big round of applause for Hemant. Hemant, congratulations, keep it up, God bless you. Din duni raat chauguni tarakki karo, okay, and focus, may you crack NEET with flying colors, okay. Now and you can also congratulate Hemant, but before that answer the today's contest question. So today's contest question is, who is known as the father of cell biology? Remember, I am talking about father of cell biology and not only biology, okay? So you have to say who is known as the father of cell biology. Meanwhile, you answer, I'll just sip a little bit of water. Thank you for allowing the same. So your time is running fast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and let's move ahead. Okay, so now we are at the cell envelope. That is what I was talking about, that we will discuss in detail about the cell envelope of the bacteria. That's why I didn't draw or emphasis more on that. Okay, so if we look into the cell envelope of bacteria, it has, as I said, it can have, but before we look into that, there are some differences that we need to know. There are bacteria known as gram positive and gram negative. Because the image is already there on the screen, so it's better we discuss that first, okay. So what is gram positive or gram negative? So basically this is a staining technique, that means it's a classification of based on a staining technique given by Hans Christian Gram. Okay, so in this what we do, the cell is treated with crystal violet stain, okay. So just a second, crystal violet stain. So crystal violet है तो उसका क्या color आएगा? Violet only or purple, okay. So crystal violet stain is used, ठीक है. After this step, okay, it is, the cell is treated with 0.5% of what? Iodine solution, ठीक, and then it is washed. Like we color the fabrics, no? So rang mein dubao, then wash it in, if you are aware of the process. So the cell is washed with it. The washing can be with water, or it can be with acetone, or it can be with ethyl alcohol, ठीक है. So after this what will happen, the bacteria which retains the stain or which observes as violet, that is called as gram positive, okay. So the one which will appear violet or purple, that is gram positive, okay, and the one which does not retain the stain, that is gram negative, ठीक है. So on this basis we say it is gram positive and gram negative. Now why this bacteria actually retains the stain and do not retain the stain? The reason behind this lies in the cell wall, okay. See, as I discussed in the beginning itself, okay, that you have a slime layer, then you have the cell wall, and then we have the cell membrane. But if we look into this layer of both the bacteria, it's different. Here we have the cell wall, okay, The cell wall, actually the name here which is written, it is peptidoglycan, because peptidoglycan is the main constituents of bacterial cell wall. And again peptidoglycan is made up of what? NAG and NAM, N-acetyl glucosamine and acetyl what? So I will just use the pen only. So here you have the cell wall, and in between the cell membrane and the peptidoglycan you have the periplasmic space. So in case of gram positive bacteria, this layer is not only, this is thick, plus you do not have any external outer layer. But in case of gram negative bacteria, if you see, this layer is sandwiched between the plasma membrane and the outer layer. Okay. So in case of gram negative, outer to the peptidoglycan or the cell wall layer, we again have an outer membrane made up of lipopolysaccharides. Okay. And when you say that the slime layer which is there, it is a characteristic feature of gram negative bacteria. Okay. The glycocalyx, slime layer is made up of glycocalyx. So you like in books you know that it is written as you have glycocalyx followed by peptidoglycan, that is cell wall, and then we have the plasma membrane. Okay. So this is the reason why it will not take the stain, and here since it is thick, this is the one which interacts with the stain and this will retain the stain. Gram positive retains the stain. Okay. E. coli is an example of gram negative bacteria. For positive you have pneumococcus, streptococcus, staphylococcus, all these are gram positive bacteria. Okay. So is that clear? Okay, Ganesha, I'll see, I'll name it as K. If Kanishka says yes, he wants it to be as K plasmid, I will keep it as K plasmid. Okay, or from next time on, we can use that annotation. So in biology, you know, it's a game of even diagrams. So I will be asking questions and whosoever answers. So if it will be you, I'll add it as a suffix. Okay. Oh, I can see someone joined just now, Jia Singh. So good evening. Now, next thing which we are moving to, so this was the cell envelope. So in cell envelope, if we talk about, just now I said something like in the beginning I asked, said you have the slime layer, then you have the cell wall, and then it is the plasma membrane. In case of gram positive, that slime layer will not be there. You have the plasma membrane and then you have the cell wall. Okay, this is the case of excuse me, I'm sorry for the disturbance. And in case of gram negative, we have actually the slime layer. Okay, so we will move into the next part of the session. Okay, so do I need to label it? Let's label, otherwise it's what it is. So it is slime or capsule. Okay, if I take both these, this is cell wall and this is the plasma membrane. Together everything is known as cell envelope. Okay. So next, so now we are into the cell envelope modifications. Okay, that's how it is there in your book. So that's why I have kept the same subheading. So here first thing, mesosome has come. So mesosome is actually, this is plasma membrane modification. Okay, so mesosome, as I discussed, this is called the mitochondria of the prokaryotes, because they do not have any mitochondria or any cell organelle, simple. Okay, so that's called the mitochondria of the prokaryotic cell. Other than that, it also helps in DNA distribution during, oh, this should be capital DNA, okay, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. I'll make it with black. Okay, so that is also the function of mesosome. ठीक? Now it's better, you know. Teachers' eyes, we will always correct things. You have teachers in schools, no? सब टिक 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 इतना बड़ा बड़ा red marks से. Don't know why. Sometimes I feel some teachers take pleasure in making rangoli on the notebooks of the kids. Have you ever faced that kind of a situation? Okay, so other modification, this is nothing but a plasma membrane extension. Similarly, other extension can be vesicles, tubules or lamella, okay, and these are the function of that. Like lamella participates in cell wall formation, then again DNA distribution in daughter cells, fine. Now next is other modification of that is in case of cyanobacteria there is something called chromatophores, okay. Cyanobacteria is what? Nothing but blue green, and yes, Tamanna has faced that problem. I can see even sometimes I have also faced, but I was blessed, like some teachers, no, they will say tick 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 tick. I have categorized teachers in 3 things. One will be simply tick marks, doesn't matter what you have, what is the matter on the board, tick tick tick. Other one is, okay, somewhere those who are actually, you get respect for those teachers, they will correct only places where it is needed, and some are there, they will make a rangoli on your book. Tamanna in Hindi, oh, Yashi in math test sheet. Okay, so next time you just try. So Hindi to yes, I can get Hindi where you must be wrong, Tamanna, with that E-car and U-car, Aki Matra, Iki Matra, right? So now let's focus on the class, otherwise it will be a deviation. So chromatophores I was talking about. Chromatophores are the structures in case of cyanobacteria which carries the pigment. देखो जहाँ पे भी word आएगा ना chromato, that means it is related to color of the particular organism, whatever structure you are talking about. So this contains the pigments, chromatophores. ठीक है. Now next modification is flagella, and it has 3 parts, that is filament, hook and basal body. Okay. In some places you will find it is filament and basal body only, and as a part of basal body it is shown hook and shaft. Okay. So what exactly in the diagram I have shown, it is shown that it is a whip like structure, flagella. So what will be the purpose of flagella? That is movement, that is the prime function of flagella, movement of taking some time. Okay, so it is movement, thick, and if we look into that, the basal body actually has a shaft, then you have the hook, and from this actually the filament comes out. Okay, so this is, in books it is referred to as, this is together as basal body, and this is the filament, and this is divided into shaft and hook. Okay. Next is pili. So the fine, like on the bacterial surface I have drawn some fine hair like structure like this. Okay. So that also comes out from the, as a modification, and pili is actually made up of pilin protein. So this term you need to remember. Okay. Fimbria are also fine hair like structure, but these two do not participate in movement, they do not have the purpose of movement. What are their purpose? It is for getting food, okay, or as a hold fast, to attach to the substratum, attach to substratum. Okay. See, remember in the last class, okay, we have discussed something about the gonorrhea. Okay, so in case of that bacterium, it is this structure with the help of which it attaches to the host body. Okay, and fimbriae mostly helps in attachment to the hard substratums like rocky surface and all. Okay, yes, it's movement, flagellum is movement. Yashi, I got your point. Okay, next two things which we have, that those are the ribosomes and inclusion bodies. So in case of, only I am talking about prokaryotes, so you have 70S ribosome. Inclusions body, if we talk, these are the bodies which are meant for storage, okay, storage of food, because they do not have any cell on it, such as vacuole is not there. In something called gas vacuole is there, but that also doesn't have a unit membrane, it's just lined by a thin structures, but that's not found in every prokaryote. Phosphate granules, glycogen granules, so these are called actually the inclusions body. Okay. Next, the last topic for the class is eukaryotes versus prokaryotes. This is a very ultra simplified structure of a eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. Okay. So, but what we need to see from here is, as you can see, I'll just use, I think red will be better, yes or no. See, if you can see nucleoid, it is mentioned like that, okay. But if we see here, this is the sweet nucleus, so it has, eukaryotes have a proper nucleus, a membrane bound nucleus. A nucleus has double membrane, okay. We will talk about detailed structure of the nucleus. Then inside the nucleus it has nucleolus, okay. Now there is one question, if you have studied cell, obviously you must have studied the cell division. There something people say, during the prophase the nucleolus disappears. So what does that mean, nucleolus disappears? Meanwhile you answer, I will explain the rest of the things. So in a eukaryotic cell you will either have only the cell membrane or even the cell wall will be there, as in case of plants. But this membrane bound cell organelle, see here you have a special structure, that is mitochondria. But in case of prokaryote, what we have discussed, it is the respiratory chain remains attached to the inner cell membrane. Okay. Now these are the ribosomes. So here we have both free and attached ribosomes. So ribosomes can be attached on the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum, and here it's free, or it can be in the form of polysomes. Okay. You have a flagellar structure, a capsule is there, which is absent in case of the eukaryotic cell. Okay. So these are the basic differences between a eukaryotic and a prokaryotic cell, and prokaryotic cell is more ancient, you can say. Okay. They do not have membrane bound cell organelle, they do not have a proper nucleus, and size wise it will be smaller than the eukaryotic cell. Okay. Okay, 70S, yes, S stands for Sydberg, correct Tamanna. So that says the Sydberg unit. And in ribosome structure, when we discuss, because we have ribosome in the later half of the chapter also, so I will clarify what exactly this 70 and 80 means. Okay, as of now you just take it as this is sedimentation coefficient. Okay, what it is, how we say that, what, where, and whatever, what, when, how, that we will discuss. Okay. So now we have reached to the end of the class. So I hope you have liked the class. So in summary, what we have discussed main is the cell theory, then there was an overview of the cell. So from NEET point of view, you can skip also overview of the cell. Then you have the prokaryotic cell. So the structure of the prokaryotic cell and its modifications of the plasma membrane, what are its function, then the layer glycocalyx, peptidoglycan, and then inside you have plasma membrane. Okay. So all these are important, and then we have gram positive bacteria, gram negative bacteria, and then at the end we had prokaryotic versus eukaryotic cell. I hope you have liked the class, and if you have liked the class, please hit the like and share button also. And now it's the CPP time. Okay. So Now it's the CPP time, and those who are the passport members, you should solve and those who are not, please solve questions at least. Okay, so that is mandatory, because in the beginning of the class or every time I say, doesn't matter what book you read, doesn't matter how many videos you watch, you are very regular, everything is there, but if you are not solving question, it will be very difficult. I am not using the word you will not be able to crack NEET, because I don't want to depress, but that is the statement I should use. And in the exam you will be thinking, oh my god, Sara saal to padhe, everything I studied, but what went wrong? Okay, so what went wrong is you are not solving questions. So please do not regret at the end. Start solving the questions right away. Passport users can start solving the question right away, and good luck.